What's up, my good people in the YouTube world? It's your boy B, and I'm right back up at y'all with another video. And today, we're going to speak further about the Ahmaud Arbery case. And today, I'm going to show y'all three things. The first thing I'm going to show you is that the McMichaels and also the homeowner, Larry, none of them thought that Arberry was the person who stole the equipment inside of the boat. And I'm also going to show you that they don't think that he was the person Arberry was speaking about, that he was the person that actually did the burglaries in the neighborhood. After that, I'm going to show you exactly what they saw Arberry doing in the house. And then last, I'm going to show y'all why I believe that the way that the prosecution is going is to show that the arrest wasn't legal. It wasn't a legal arrest. So therefore, everything that they did after that was breaking the law because it wasn't a legal arrest. And we're going to bring up the charges that Roddy got brought up on. And we also going to speak about the charges that the McMichaels were brought up on. All right. So I'm going to show y'all a couple videos, and I'm going to come back in later and tell you what I think about it. Thank y'all for watching. Again, this is the live.
McMichaels confronted a homeless man.
In 2019, Greg McMichael told dispatchers he found the person he thought was stealing sleeping underneath this bridge. He told dispatchers he made contact with him. Today, on a newly released 911 call from 2019, you hear Greg McMichael telling police about another time he confronted someone he suspected was a burglar.
This is Greg McMichael. I'm a retired chief investigator with the DA's office.
Talking to dispatch, the senior McMichael told the worker there have been a series of break-ins in the Satilla Shores neighborhood.
We've had a lot of break-ins in this area out here, automobile break-ins. And my son and I just discovered a guy. We think he may be living under the Fancy Bluff Creek Bridge on 17. We just went up there and made contact with him, real shady-looking fella. And he, possibility he may be the one that's been breaking into all these automobiles.
The video you just saw was a call that Greg McMichael made to 911, and he was explaining to them how he actually made contact with a homeless person living under the bridge, and he felt that this was the person who was in charge of the recent break-ins inside of automobiles. And you could clearly hear it right there. They said that a homeless guy who lived under the bridge was in charge, who they felt was in charge of breaking into the houses. Now, let's hear what the homeowner felt about the situation. Check this call out.
15.
Yes, ma'am. This is Larry English from 220 Satilla Drive.
Yes, sir.
A week or two ago, I had some trespassers over the property in the middle of the night on my cameras, and I talked to Officer Rash and some different officers, but I can't remember the one that was on duty that night.
Yes, sir.
And it looked like the car that might have been involved whenever they come on the property may be parked over here at the bridge, at Fancy Bluff Bridge.
Yes, sir.
And I was wondering if there's a deputy that could come over and check it out.
One moment. You said a Fancy Bluff Bridge?
Yes, it's right here off at Satilla Shores, off Satilla Drive. It's you actually turn on Satilla Drive and then go down beside the highway. I guess that's Highway 17 that goes toward the port, the car dock, where the vehicle's at. They've been.
Okay.
Some of the neighbors said they think there's some people, might be somebody living under the bridge.
Okay, so you said the Fancy Bluff Bridge, correct? Is that before? Yes, it's right after that light, right there by the Ports Authority.
It's on the side toward the truck stops.
And what color is the car?
It looks to be a real dark blue, like indigo, almost black looking.
And someone was on your property and it was in this car?
I had some stuff stolen out of an offshore boat that I had up under the garage. We're building a house. We're in the middle of building a house, and I had the boat stored up under the garage, and I had a bunch of stuff stolen out of the boat. And then a week or so later, my cameras were tore up at the time they stole it, but I got them fixed, and now a week or so later, they showed up on the camera about 10:15 one night, toting a tool bag like they was going back in there to steal some more stuff.
Yes, sir. And can I have your name?
I sent a video to Officer Rash, and I sent videos to one of the other deputies that was on call of the people.
Yes, sir. Can I have your name?
Larry English. Have you got my number there on your ID?
All right, so what we just saw and heard was a video of Larry English, the owner of the house, and he's at the bridge, the Fancy Bluff Bridge, and he's saying that he sees a car. He's actually witnessing a car, and that same car that he's looking at was a car that he saw on camera. And exactly what was this car on camera doing? He said it carried people who went into his property and was looking around his property. Now, he said that he had some fishing equipment and things that went missing from a boat. And he was like, at the time, the camera was down. However, when he got the camera back up, he said that he saw these same people, again, people meaning there's more than one person, getting out of this vehicle. So this call right here is evidence that they had a suspect of who they thought was taking things from the neighborhood and who they thought were in charge or who was responsible for taking things out of automobiles. The first call that Greg made that I showed y'all, it said that he suspected that these people were this person was the person taking things from automobiles. And then I just showed y'all a second call of Larry English, who is the homeowner. And he's basically saying the same exact thing, that on his cameras, whenever this van showed up, there were people inside of it. And these people that were in the van got out of the van and they had things in their hand to make it seem as if they were trying to carry things out of the property. So they have a suspect already. And unless Arberry is one of the people that was in that van or one of the people that they seen come out of the van with things in his hand, then he's not a suspect to this crime.
Yes, ma'am. This is Larry English. I'm calling from Douglas, Georgia. I have a house that we're under construction on, and I have a dock down at 220 Satilla Drive at Satilla Shores in Brunswick.
Okay.
I got a camera system there, and I've got a trespasser there. He's a colored guy, got real curly-looking hair. He's tattooed down both arms, and he's over there kind of plundering around. I don't know what's going on. I was just wondering if you could send a deputy or somebody out to check him out for me, please.
Okay, and you said it's a black male with tattoos down both arms, and what else?
Yeah. And he's got real curly-looking, not dreadlock, but just kind of curly, messed-up-looking hair. And the way he acts, it looks like he's maybe drunk or on drugs. And he's wearing shorts, and I think a sleeveless-looking, like maybe T-shirt. We got a lot of tools and equipment, and I have a camper trailer also there, a temporary camper trailer that we stay in, and he's already been down on the dock, plundering around, and up on the hill around the house and all.
Okay, and you want the officer to go find out what he's doing and have him removed from the property?
Yes, ma'am, if you would. I would appreciate it.
Did he come in a vehicle or on foot?
No, the camera's only pickup kind of, that showed him was only in the backyard, back with trucks and tractors and equipment. And I've got a boat hanging on a horse down on the dock, and I didn't see. I don't know if he come up in a vehicle or not. But I called the neighbor next door, but it's just ladies next door, and I told him not to go outside and try to check on it or anything. So I don't know if he's in a vehicle or a bicycle or walking.
And you don't know who it is?
No, ma'am. I never seen him before. It don't look good though.
And was there any time lapse between the time you saw him and the time you called me?
Maybe 5 minutes. The camera's been going off since we've been talking. It's got multiple pictures of him.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to have an officer dispatched. If anything changes or he leaves or you see anything else, just call us back, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. What was your name again?
You can just call the number that you called and speak to anybody who answers.
Okay, thank you for your help.
All right, so that was the first time Larry English called the police on someone who looked like Arberry in his property. So when the 911 operator asked him what he was doing, again, all they say is that he was looking around. It looked like he was up to no good. A colored guy was just walking around. It looked like he was up to no good. Again, no crime was ever reported. Nothing ever reported stolen. If he did say something was stolen in that call, can someone please point it out? But now we're going to go to the second time now the homeowner, Larry English, called the police.
This is Glen Brunswick Communications.
Yes, I need to. This is Larry English from 220 Satilla Drive. I called last night, and there's somebody back over there on the property again tonight. I just talked with Officer Rash, and he said he's not on duty, so he told me to call it in.
Okay, yes, sir, and you said this was 220 Satilla Drive?
Yes, ma'am, 220 Satilla Drive, and tonight it's a black male not wearing a shirt, got tattoos on his arms, and a pair of, looks like maybe light-colored shorts.
Okay, you said no shirt and light-colored shorts?
Look like, yes, a black and white. It's an infrared camera, but it looked like it's light-colored shorts. And tattoos. The same guy that was over there about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yes, sir. Can you tell what he's doing?
He was just wandering around under the carport looking in the boat. And, I'm going down the road when my cameras went off. I'm going down the road. But he just kind of looks like he's up to no good.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. And this is your property?
Ma'am?
This is your property?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. They had a situation with this same guy a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. He was on about 3 different people's cameras out there in the neighborhood.
Okay.
If the officer that goes out, if you could give him a message, if he'd give me a call, I don't know if you got my number, 912-218-9905.
Yes, I'm going to get it from you. Just 1 second, okay? And you said that you have been having this issue last night as well?
Yes, but it was different ones last night. It was a white male and a female last night. And I did send Officer Powers. I sent him a video of it, and I can send him a video of this same guy tonight. I can send him also, if they'll give me that number to send it to, I'll send him a video.
Okay. So you're watching this on a camera?
Yeah, I've got. Well, I just went down today and picked up one boat to bring it back to keep them stealing electronics off of it, and I put 2 more cameras up, and the new camera I put up this evening, caught him up under the garage.
Yes, sir. Okay, what was your name, sir?
Larry English.
English.
Now, again, what y'all just watched was the second call that Larry English, the homeowner, when he called 911. Now, the most important thing about these calls is that you have to put them in sequence. So the second call that I played was the first time that the homeowner, Larry, actually saw Arberry. And he said he never seen this guy around before, but he's just looking around. Then the second call was the call that y'all just heard. And again, he's saying that he didn't see anything. And if you're listening to everything that the Larry English is saying, in the first 2 calls, the equipment hasn't been stolen yet. The equipment wasn't stolen yet. He said in the second call, he put the stuff, the cameras up there to prevent his things from being stolen. The third call was when he actually was under the bridge or close to being under the bridge. And he was saying that the person who he thought was responsible for taking the equipment from the boat was the person under the bridge. Arberry didn't come in the vehicle. Arberry wasn't a homeless person living under the bridge, and he didn't have a vehicle. And it was just one person with Arberry. The last call that you just heard also shows that there were other people on the premises. So again, when we put all this together, what we're starting to see is that all they saw with Arberry was him just looking around. And when it comes to people taking things and breaking into automobiles, they had another suspect. And that was the person who lived under the bridge. I would love to see what came of those police reports when the police actually went out there and questioned the guy who lived under the bridge. I would love to see that. But now we're going to go and look at a call in which now it's Travis McMichael that he made on February 11th. This is 12 days prior to the shooting. We're going to see exactly what Travis McMichael saw Arberry doing, or someone who looked like Arberry.
What's going on?
We've had a string of burglaries. I was leaving the neighborhood, and I just caught a guy running into a house being built 2 houses down from me. When I turned around, he took off running into the house.
Okay. What did he look like?
It's a black male, red shirt, white shorts.
And you said the house was being built?
It's being built, yes ma'am. It's vacant right now. He is in the house.
What's your name and phone number, sir?
Travis McMichael.
Where are you at now?
I am sitting right across the street in my truck, watching the house. Watching the house with it right now. Right here at 61
Okay.
Burford.
What kind of truck are you in?
A red Ford F-150.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah. It just startled me. When I turned around and saw him and backed up, he reached into his pocket and ran into the house. So I don't know if he's armed or not, but he looked like he was acting like he was. So, be mindful of that.
Okay. Which pocket did he reach into?
Left, I believe.
Okay. And now, so 230 is the vacant lot address?
It's my address. I do not
It's
know
your
the
address?
of this. It's probably 228 or 226.
Maybe 226?
Possibly.
And how many houses down is it from yours?
It's 2 towards the highway. I guess he doesn't realize we're here. He's got the damn lights on right now. He's got a flashlight going through the house.
Does he? Okay. You just stay where you're at so that the officers will know.
Will do.
Okay. And I'll stay on the line with you until they get there, just in case anything changes.
Roger that.
So you said he was a black male. Did he have hair on his head? Any other features you can tell me about?
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
He just looked like short hair.
Okay. Was he tall, short?
Yeah, he was tall, probably about 6 foot.
Okay.
There's the neighbors. I guess one of the other neighbors saw it. There's about 4 of us over here around it right now.
Okay. So what happened when you first saw him?
He's trying to sneak behind a bush. He was coming through somebody's yard, and I looked back, and he was trying to sneak behind a bush, and when I drove on by, he got behind a portalet that they had here. And when I backed up, he looked at me. I went ahead and backed up to the road, and he reached in his pockets. I kind of watched him, and he ran off into the house, and then stepped back out and went back into the house, and that's when I called y'all.
Okay.
But we've been having a lot of burglaries and break-ins around here lately, and I had a pistol stolen January 1st, actually. And, you know, I've never seen this guy before in the neighborhood. And we've been kind of keeping an eye, and, you know, sure enough, there's one, you know, walking through the yards, you know. Cops. All right, pull man.
You see them?
Yep, they're pulling up, coming in hot.
Okay. You can go ahead and let me go, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So what you just heard was the February 11th 911 call from Travis McMichael. And again, they didn't see him doing anything. Once again, they seen him doing was being inside of a house. Nobody saw him take anything. Once again, burglary was mentioned. However, they already had a suspect in their head at this time of who did it. And they never saw Arberry do anything. And remember, that's exactly what a citizen's arrest is for, is when you catch someone in the act of doing a crime. And again, up until this point, next I'm going to play the video of the fateful day, which is the 23rd. And again, the Arberry, the McMichaels did not see this video before they acted on what they was doing. But again, we're going to listen to the 911 caller on the 23rd. And again, when asked exactly what he's doing, nobody has an answer about what he's doing wrong, what law he's breaking. You could say trespassing, but at the same time, trespassing is not a felony. All right? So we're going to listen to the February 23rd call once again.
Glen Brunswick Communications, Operator Smith.
Hey, I live out in Steel Shores.
Okay.
There's break-ins out here. There's a guy in the house right now. It's a house under construction.
Okay, do you have your address or that house's address?
Right at Satilla Drive.
And you said someone's breaking into it right now?
No, it's all open. It's under construction. And he's running right now. There he goes right now.
Okay, what is he doing?
He's running down the street.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get them out there. I just need to know what he was doing wrong. Was he just on the premises and not supposed to be?
Stuff on it. And he's been caught on the camera a bunch before at night. It's kind of an ongoing thing out here. The man that's building the house has got heart issues. I think he's not going to finish it. So.
Okay, that's fine. And you said it was a male in a black t-shirt?
A white t-shirt. Black guy, white t-shirt. And he's done back running. He's done running back into the neighborhood.
Okay, and...
Up front yard.
And what was your name, sir? Okay, and your phone number? Okay, I'll go ahead and put it in and have somebody come out there and check it out, okay?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right, so there you have it. That's the last call. That is all the records that they have of Ahmaud Arbery on camera. And as you can see, not a single person observed him doing anything wrong aside for trespassing. And that's all they have. It's just trespassing on them. Now, I'm not a lawyer here, and I'm not, too privy on Georgia laws. But at the same time, the channels that I've been watching when they breaking down what's possible and what you shouldn't do during the citizen's arrest, all of them say that in order to chase someone from the scene, then you would have had to observe a felony. And from what we saw, nothing right there that we see through the calls or the police reports show that Ahmaud did a felony or committed a felony. All it was trespassing. And to add a candle on top of the cake, all we got to do is look at the police report. Now, when we look at the police report, you'll see other incidents that's linked to the shooting. And what you'll see is nothing but trespass, trespass, trespass. So those are trespassing charges, which is a misdemeanor. And again, I'm not a lawyer, but some of the people who I do listen to, they tell me that it's not legal to do a citizen's arrest when someone is leaving and it's not a felony. So if someone is escaping a citizen's arrest and it's a felony, you can chase them. But if it's a misdemeanor, you can't. And also, you know, even before we get to that, the McMichaels didn't see anything. According to the police report, all they saw was Arberry running. And it wasn't in their immediate knowledge that he broke any laws or that he was doing anything. So he messed up there. Then, even if they did, if it is in their immediate knowledge and somehow they say that they immediately knew that he was, you know, committing the misdemeanor of trespassing. The law states, the second part of the law states that you can't chase him if it's not a felony. And clearly trespassing is not a felony. And again, we could cross-reference this when we look at the police report and see the linked incidents, and none of them show a felony except for up top where they talking about the gun being stolen from the automobile. But at the same time, in the first video or the first thing that I showed y'all with the 911 call, and it was showing y'all that they didn't think that Arberry was the one that went into the cars to steal anything. And they also didn't think he was the person who stole the boating equipment. But this is the livest, man. Thank y'all for. And last but not least, they gave us a clue when we look at the charges that they brought Roddy up on. And Roddy was brought up on charges of attempted false imprisonment and also felony murder. And that false imprisonment is coming from the fact that the whole arrest wasn't legal. It's not a legal citizen's arrest. So that's the reason why he's being brought up on the charges that he's being brought up on. And it makes sense. If you legally can't make an arrest, then you can't legally detain someone. And that is false imprisonment. And we see that same thing happen with some convenience stores when they try to hold somebody against their will, when they actually don't have evidence that this person was stealing and they wrong about it. So again, those charges let us know that this is exactly the lane that they're looking at. And the lane that they're looking at is the fact that this whole thing is illegal. And I think that that's the angle that they pushing for. But this is the livest, man. Thank y'all for watching. I'm about here. It's a long video. But, you know, do some listening, man. It help a lot of people out. We do a lot more listening and less talking. But this is the livest again, and I'm about here. Thank y'all. Yeah.